Good morning, students. Today we will be discussing plot structure, the definition of plot structure, what goes into the plot structure, and how we use it in a story.
First, we'll start out with the definition of plot. The plot is a sequence of important events in a story.
The first thing in the plot structure is the intro. That is where you introduce your characters, setting, anything that a reader should know before getting into the main storyline. The next part of our plot structure is the rising action. This is where the author builds suspense in the story. It is also the longest part of the story. Right after your intro is when the conflict is introduced. This is right before the rising action and right after the intro. The conflict is introduced before the rising action so that you can adequately build suspense in the story. The conflict is a very important part of the story. If your story does not have a conflict, you don't have a story at all. Next, way at the tippy top of this peak is the climax. That is the most suspenseful part of the story and is almost 75% of the way through. This is where the character in the story is about to solve the conflict. The next part of the story is the falling action. This is where the conflict is solved and the reader learns what is going to happen after the story is over. And the last part of the plot structure is the resolution. This is where the story is summed up and the reader recaps every part of the story.
Here you can see this is the introduction. Now begins the rising action. The climax, falling action, and resolution. Thanks for watching, students. Hope you have a great day. Don't forget to remember your plot structure when reading your stories.